Team Cyprian, once again, welcome to our channel. All I can say, thank you so much for the support you have been giving me. May Almighty God bless you. As I told you, we have been following keenly about the proceedings by the senator or senate. So guys, I'm so happy we have the focal people, the likes of Honorable Onyonka, likes of Sifuna. They are doing marvelous job, guys. All we gonna say, we are blessed to have the voice of Kenyans. So I'm happy. Again, let me say again, I'm so happy. I think the government yani imefikia mahali inaona sisi wa Kenya ni wajinga, ama Ruto amefikia mahali anaona kwamba wa Kenya ni wajinga. Lakini anasahau we have politicians wenye wako very focal, wenye najua they will always stand with Kenyans no matter what. They will always stand with Kenyans. Na I'm so happy. Now, the proceedings venye zilikuwa, we have had Honorable Onyonka asking so many questions. Karatasi ndio hii. Mnasema aje hizi vitu si ukweli zenye tulikuwa tunaambiwa, ama vile president alisema am I mad niuze airport. Inakuaje ama inakucha kuchache again wako na papers ziko na the same information yenye ilikuwa leaked. According to Honorable Onyonka, amesema kwamba the information walikuwa washapewa kutoka mwanzo, walikuwa wanajua. Baadaye ndio wakapewa hizo makaratasi ambazo wako nazo, of which wameelezea tu vizuri sana. Ameuliziwa what ni nini anafikiria what will happen, vile wanaendelea. Wanauliza, unajua wao wamesema hivi, hawajakataa airport isiundwe. We want airport iundwe, but mikakati, the stakeholders, vitu kama hizo ndizo wangekaa chini waelewane, wakae wajue, kila mtu ajue aje. Now our airport is going to be repaired ama itaenda kujengwa, and this is what will happen. Unajua ikiwa hivyo inakukadia rahisi sana wewe mwenyewe hata kujua ni nini inaendelea. But people, they just go mute from nowhere. Unasikia Wahindi wako, I'm not being tribal, Wahindi wako Adani wako airport. Unaona? That makes you doubt everything. You know, this serikali mahali imetufikisha, naona ni kama wanataka kutufinya mpaka mwisho kabisa. And I repeat again, as Morara said, these people, they want to buy everything in Kenya, tubaki kukua slaves in our own country, so that wao wawe ndio wako na voice, wengine hatuna. Ukienda kuinua kichwa hivi unagongwa mpaka unarudisha chini. Anyway, for those people who missed the Honorable Onyonka's speech on my previous video, let me post the Honorable Onyonka's speech and Edwin Sifuna tusikie vile walikuwa wanasema. Na to our fans, may Almighty God bless you. You mean a lot, manze. Hiyo support yenye mnatupatia, I don't take it for granted. So let's listen to this voice.
So guys, Wish. Okay, you'll be you'll be here. Then we start off this thing.
Yes.
So Senator, we've been here actually. Even before we came here, we were at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. That was on Wednesday.
Yes.
And the scene was chaotic. Like there was so much trouble, and you could tell just by their faces what exactly was happening. The passengers were really frustrated.
We felt, and very many people, and I'm so proud of my senators in this house, we feel that this deal, whatever you want to discuss and talk about it, it's a bad deal. We are not against the government building an airport. We are not against the government doing any project. In fact, one of the things I've always told people is that if you want to decongest Nairobi, get a PPP program and put a ring around the city of Nairobi. You'll decongest the town. It's done over everywhere in Europe. But do it within the law. Do it correctly. We don't want to look like a banana republic. Kenya is a country that is very sensitive. The president can negotiate whatever he negotiates. If anybody, we are intelligent. If you look at a program and you see how the government has negotiated, you see that the workers' interests will be taken care of. You see that the sharing of the equity is going to be fair. You know that the debt which will incur will not overwhelm our country. Why would you be against that? We need an airport. But how can you negotiate for an airport which is supposed to be costing close to $2 billion, and yet the person who's supposed to be running this airport in terms of value addition, which is KQ, you are not discussing it? Because that airport is completely useless unless you're building it for other people. And we don't want KQ to fail. We believe that KQ has deliberately been broken down, disorganized, mismanaged to fail so that people can buy it. And we are going to insist, we want the government to give us the real figures of KQ so that we can then talk to Kenyans and tell them that we are going to put money into KQ and KQ will get up. So what we are talking about has nothing. Like I've been seeing people say, like the CS was saying, oh, you know, you people don't have information. Here, the papers he gave me. Everything is here. And it's a bad...
So you people are ahead of time.
We've been getting this information. What he presented to us is nothing different from what we have. This is what we've been saying.
But you only wanted him to have it so that you read together.
Exactly. So we have told him, and there is no single senator who left here who didn't tell him that this is a bad deal, stop it. We want the government to stop the deal, get your teams to sit down and forget about the corruption and the kickbacks which people are getting. Let the president get 2 or 3 people that he can trust. Let them do that proposal. Bring it to the Senate. Let's sit on it. Because this is our national interest. This is not a personal property where you're going to try and sell assets of the republic and look like you know it all. You know nothing. There are many more clever people in this republic. There are many more people who want this country to change. But we want to change it professionally, properly, within the law, so that everybody says that the people who are behind working and making sure that our country grows did it correctly. We don't want to have an Anglo-leasing. We don't want to have the Goldenberg scandal by Kamlesh Patni. We don't want those things. Kenyans are sick and tired of these corruption games which are going on. Thank you.
People have been having an issue with the parliament becoming like a rubber stamp.
Yes.
For the president.
Yes.
From the look of things and what you have discussed here, do you
Yes.
think your decision and what you have discussed here is going to be respected?
Absolutely. I will tell my colleagues. I'm going to tell my colleagues, both in the Senate and my colleagues who are the National Assembly. The truth is, unless they begin to fight for the people of Kenya, the elections are coming in 2 years, they are all going to go home. They are all going to go home. Let me tell you. If the members of parliament and the individuals who have been given the responsibility of protecting the interests of Kenyans, of managing the assets of Kenya, of organizing themselves as that team, if they don't want to do that, they'll go home. Yes.
So Muhesh, I will tell you for sure, Kenyans are really appreciating who Senator Onyonka is.
Yes.
And they are saying you've done so much in trying to see like this country is working for the benefit of the common man, the Kenyan, that is the Wanjiko.
Yes.
Muhesh, going forward, what should we really expect from you as Senator Onyonka? Because I'll tell you for sure you've really fought for this thing.
My position is very simple. I am a senator. I was given a job to provide oversight to the government and the county governments. I have no agenda to be rich. I'm okay. I'm comfortable. I have no agenda to fight anybody. My feeling and honest observation is that I'll be speaking the truth to power. I'll be telling the president, his deputy, and other people playing politics with him. When something goes wrong, we'll tell them. And when something goes right, we'll congratulate them. What we are saying is democracy. This democracy we have, many people have tried to misinterpret it that you see, you only look that you are a good Democrat if you are cheering to the government and saying how they have done wonderful things. There's nothing. My job is to tell the government that everything is wrong. It's for the government to prove to me that everything they are doing is not wrong. And in reality, the sentiments that I raise and the question that I raise are not my personal views. These are the views of Kenyans who are out there who have nobody to talk about them. We must fix our national insurance. We must fix the transport sector. We must fix this damn corruption that has percolated our country to the extent that nothing works. And yet we are pretending like we have we have a wonderful country that is doing wonderful things. No, we have done wonderful things until now. We are now discovering that everything we are touching is messed up. So can we fix the broken pieces so that this country can move on, where we don't have to have political wars and political noises which are unnecessary, where all the leadership, all of us have become brokers and dealers in the National Assembly and the Senate, where everybody is looking for handouts and kickbacks, to the extent that, look at this thing, where we are selling our airport for $2 billion for nothing. How can that be? So we have to start.
The president said that he's not a madman to sell the airport.
I don't want to judge him and I won't comment about him. The reality is that these agreements have been written by people who look like they're half mad. Thank you.
Senator Sifuna.
Thank you, Chair. I request that you hand the witness to me, and I'll be done with him in 5 minutes. CS, I prefer, because we've worked with you at the Energy Committee, I prefer that you give direct answers. I only have 5 minutes. In November of 2023, I was in the Senate when your predecessor, Kipchumba Murkomen, told us that the government was going to initiate a tender process. In fact, he gave the date of January of 2024 for the upgrade and development of a second terminal at JKIA. When did the policy of government change with regards to upgrading of JKIA? CS, with me, we'll talk directly. Just answer me, then I'll go to the next question.
How many questions do you have so that you can manage?
I have
time?
only 5 minutes, Chair. All my questions will be answered in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Chair, I've taken quite a bit of time talking to the process of unsolicited, public or privately initiated proposal. It is in the law, it is in PAP.
Yes, my question is,
yes.
Forget what Adani did. I'm talking to government policy now. The stated government policy as at November of 2023 was that there was going to be the initiation of a tender process. In fact, he had said there would be an international expression of interest for the development of a second terminal at JKIA, advertised in January of 2020.
Certainly, I think I've acknowledged that we should have really carried Kenyans earlier through proper disclosure.
Now, would you agree with me that this is a more inefficient method? You told us that there's a committee of 15 people to review one proposal. If tomorrow we woke up, Waziri, and we have 30 proposals to redevelop JKIA, we would go through these same 20 steps that you've given us with the 15 people per committee to look at each individual proposal.
I agree with you, but for huge infrastructure projects, I wish we could get another proposal tomorrow. I wish we could get Rironi, Mau Summit proposal tomorrow. We don't have one. So if we get one tomorrow, we'll be visiting that country destination to suit them to come and close that deal.
That's what I'm saying, CS.
Yeah.
If you put out an international invitation for expression of interest, you would get more proposals. And you would have one team working on all of those proposals, telling Kenyans which is the best proposal, instead of secretly initiated private proposals that you have to then look at one at each moment. But let me move to this question of the employees. You have told us that there will be 3 options, mambo ni matatu. That you either accept the proposal from Adani, or you stick with KA, or you take a golden handshake. Where in that head of terms is that? Because I've read 3.3 of the head of terms, and it doesn't speak to those 3 options for the staff at JKIA. Where in the proposal can I find what you have told us?
I think, Chair, I did say we are currently negotiating the concession agreement. We have a draft concession agreement which we are currently negotiating, and those are the 3 items which are deal breakers for us as Kenya, and Adani has accepted. Maybe because it's what's happening now. Like I said, we are at that stage number 13, where we are currently negotiating the pulling the key items from the head of terms to the concession agreement. And then I'm on record. I took an oath. The 3 items, the 3 options I've mentioned we've made them deal breakers, that the terms will be same or better. The staff can take the option of remaining in KAA, or they can take an exit option. So that is information because of the timing and what's going on right now.
Chair, I just have 2 final questions, then I will hand it back. Runway, which all of us agree is necessary, is not a priority for them. If you look at the proposal, they make it contingent upon traffic justifying the investment.
Adani proposal is Adani's proposal. They would certainly like to come and sweat the current runway. but cognizance of what's happening.
Our runway.
Our runway.
They want to use our runway. They are not building anything extra.
But cognizant of what's happening in the region competitively, Ethiopia, Tanzania, we have made it also a deal breaker that a second runway. So it's one thing to give us, like I said, it's a negotiation. So one of the deal breakers for us is a second runway within that period of time that we are negotiating on. Consulting.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Yes, in their proposal, they had indicated that they would want some tax holidays, but the position we've taken is that in the event of such an application, let it go through the due process. So no, they have never been accepted on that. We've now migrated it to the due process.
I wish you would use the language of the CS. Is that a deal breaker or not?
We never made it as a deal breaker. We migrated it, we ring-fenced it to the due process. So it is up to the government to accept or to reject.
Okay, lastly, Chair, listening to the CS...
Lastly.
Yes, very lastly. Listening to the CS, you would think that what they are trying to do is to set up a coffee shop at some corner of JKI and that operations will continue. Because I heard you when you asked what percentage of land they are taking up. Isn't it a fact, CS, that this proposal is to take up the entire management of the entire airport? You are not setting up a new duty-free shop at a corner somewhere. They are taking up the entire JKIA from management of the, what did you call, the aeronauticals, to parking, to everything, including the employees. Why are you creating this impression that you are hiving a small corner for them somewhere to do operations and that KA will continue with management of JKIA? What is the correct position, CS?
Let me take some water, please.
Thank you, Waziri, and thank you, Chair.
Kitu ni ngumu bwana. Kitu ni mbaya.
Senator Onyonka, you're out of order.
What the proponent wants to come and put up is clearly illustrated. A new terminal, a runway based on trigger, refurbishing the existing terminal, and establishing what we call the rapid exit taxiways. Now, this will need to be decided. Are we putting up 140,000 square meter of terminal? Are we putting up 100,000 square meter of terminal?
That's not the question.
JKA has 11,000 acres. If the proponent will want to come and put up, hotels in the city side, they will follow up the KA land lease policy. We are not giving out the entire 11,000 acres.
That's not the question, Chair. The question is management and operation of JKIA as an airport.
Yes.
From the aeronauticals to the parking areas, to all the businesses that are going on there. Who is going to be doing that management?
Yes, Adani is an operator, and that is why the model is build, operate, transfer. They will be running the JKIA.
Everything.
Yes.
That's what you should say. Thank you, Chair. I
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I hope he's still in the shape that you wanted him to be.
You know, Senator Sifuna is a learned friend, so he wanted to cross-examine. So I don't know whether Senator Chute would want to do the same.